How's everybody doing today? Here we have a 2014 Camaro. This is the one I did the map sensor on. It was dying, like it would just throttle cut the gas out, and the map sensor fixed that. But it still has some like coughing, misfire stuff going on. And I pulled a couple of the plugs and coils out, and it had real bad carbon tracking, and it does not have iridium plugs in it. So this is just a set of TRQ coils and plugs, and they are iridium plugs. Now they do, say the TRQ on them, but they are iridium. So I told him we could either go with a set of plugs and some coil boots, or they could get this set and we could try this out. So this is what we went with. So all right, we're just gonna get these coils and plugs thrown in here and go take her for a test drive. All right, as always, I like to put me some dielectric grease down in here. All right, just looking at the spark plug gap here, 0.037 inches to 0.043 inches. Because the type of spark plug, I just want to make sure, and I could visibly see that some of the gaps are a little different. So that's about 44, 29, 43, 38, that one's 46. And the main reason, like I said, I did it on these is because they're this TRQ brand, and I could see the difference between spark plug and spark plug. That one's 0.33. So we had a couple that was a little too close, and we had one that was spread apart a little much. So got them all lined out. Okay, it was 0.037 to 0.043, so I set them all at 0.040. So just right in the middle of the scale there. All right, we're gonna start here on the passenger side. And see, this line is in the way, so it goes to the valve cover there. You just push on a little tab, pull it forward, and pull that up out of the way. Then for the purge valve goes through here, and I think this middle coil is going to be hard to get out with that in there, or I don't think you're going to be able to. So I'm going to pull the purge valve off. So I'm just taking out that 10 millimeter. I wasn't planning on unhooking that, but I just pulled on it and it came off. So just getting that up out of the way. Now just pull your little clips back, push in on it, and unplug your coils. If you have to, get a little screwdriver or something, pop them locks back. And normally I ain't gonna be doing videos of changing plugs and coils, but work is slow right now, and I'd like to be able to put some type of content out. So this is what I got to do. So this is what you're getting. Hopefully somebody finds some type of enjoyment out of it. Like I say, I know before I started doing YouTube videos, I would just sit there and watch people's content, just in place of watching TV. So hopefully I get some followers like that just like to watch stuff. So
That's the way I used to do it. Now I'm so busy with editing and stuff when I get home that I don't have a whole lot of time to watch other people's content. I still try to. And I still do watch a select few, all of their content, just because, you know, we're kind of YouTube family, you know. Do some live streams together and support each other, you know. But I definitely don't have time to watch everybody's content like I used to. Just taking out the 10 millimeters from the coils. Pull them up out of there. Now, let's see if we got any carbon tracking here. Right there, see that black line? That's carbon tracking. And that will cause a misfire because it's jumping down the side of the spark plug and firing outside of the cylinder. And that same exact black line, there's more carbon tracking. And you see that white line down in there. Hopefully you can see it. That's where it's been firing outside the cylinder. And that black line there, that's carbon tracking. And that exact same pattern will be on the outside of the plug. Look at that, more carbon tracking right there. I'm suspecting all 6 of them are going to be like that. And we did go with these TRQ coils and plug set instead of just getting a coil boot set. And I guess it was probably, I don't know, cheaper for the customer. I don't know. I don't deal with that side of it, getting the parts. Because I suspect that a set of plugs and boots would have taken care of the issue, but we would have had to have put the set of spark plugs and coil boots on there and then retested it. And then, you know, then you might have had a misfire still. Now, see that, all this black spot here and that carbon tracking line there? Now, these are not iridium spark plugs. Somebody put these in there, and they are just regular AC Delcos, so they're not the correct plug that's supposed to be in the vehicle, and that caused it to be jumping outside. So it's just coming straight down the coil, right down the outside of the plug, and firing outside of the cylinder. And I'm suspecting all 6, I think I already said that once, but oh well. I'm suspecting all 6 are going to have that carbon tracking on there. Yep, see that black line? Anytime you take a plug out, look for that and look inside the coil boot and see if you have that. Or anytime you take a coil out, look inside your coil boot and see if you have a black line. That's carbon tracking and will cause a misfire because it's firing outside of the cylinder. All right, now that I said that 10 times, sorry for repeating myself so much. Look at that, carbon tracking. Just run them down in there with the Milwaukee, and you hand tighten them. You definitely don't want to do no impacting with the rubber came out of there and got stuck down on the tag. And I bought that set of BIM spark plug sockets off of Amazon. I messed up. I seen them on the Mack truck and they had the magnetic rings in them. And he was selling them for $160. But dummy me, I wanted to try to save a little money, so I went on Amazon and bought a set. And they was not the magnetic ones. They had the little rubber inserts down in there. And then, so I got back on the truck and Mack truck, and I was gonna trade them in and get the magnetic ones and give him some boot. And I was like, how much are they? He didn't have a set on there. He said, I'll have to order you a set. And so now it's like $214. I think he was selling the magnetic ones at the price of the rubber ones, and he didn't realize it. So I screwed myself. So now I'm gonna probably have to give, I don't know, at least probably $80 boot when he gets a set on there, if he'll do it. I think he'll do it, but I don't know exactly how much he's gonna want. Dang it. All right. I guess I'm gonna break out one of them other ones because I'm not reaching down in there doing this every stupid time. All right, I got my spark plug socket switched out there. And I just took and cleaned that other spark plug socket out with some brake clean and put some silicone down in there. So when that dries, that should be good next time I use it. And now we just get our new coils down in there. Put our purge valve back in there. Put our hose back on our brake booster pump here, vacuum pump. Put our line back down on our valve cover and plug our purge valve line back in. That little clip fell out of. Alright, now this side is complete. We just move to the other side and do it. Here, the only thing we have in our way is little line going to the valve cover here, this little hose. So just pull that out of the way. Unplug your coils. Just pull back on the little gray locking tab, push down, and pull off. Take your 10 millimeters out. Pull our plug, or pull our coils up out of here. More carbon tracking. And more carbon tracking. So all 6 cylinders was randomly misfiring from carbon tracking from the wrong plugs being put in.
Get these plugs out there.
Look at that. All 6 spark plugs, carbon tracking, because they're not iridiums. Now this one is the one that I pulled out the other day when diagnosing it and cleaned off the carbon tracking on it. But all 6 of them. Get these plugs put back in, new set of plugs. Got our coils put down in there. Plug them in. Breather hose put back on there. Oil pump back on there. All right, let's hear it fire up. A little loud. Take her for a test drive. Make sure it took care of the problem. Now, should I have went farther the first time it was here for the map sensor? Maybe, but you know, it was in for dying. You know, the fuel would cut off and it would fall on his face. And that map sensor took care of that, you know. So maybe I should have dug into it a little more for this side of it, but I don't know. Because I did take care of the customer's concern, or at least what the advisor wrote down on my RO, you know. So I did take care of that. But when I drove on my final test drive, I did notice that. Now, if you drove it easy like this, even before, it did fine. The only time that you noticed anything is when you was in the gas, and then it would pop, pop, pop a little bit, you know. So maybe I should have dug into that a little more. Probably should have, just out of getting everything done thorough. But you know, time is money. I get paid by the hours, or I get paid on flat rate. So if I would have dug into it more, that part of my diag would have just been for the free, out of the kindness of my heart. All right, I'm gonna punch it down here, make sure it don't misfire or anything. Oh yeah, baby. Needs to get some stinking quieter exhaust on this thing though. Now, when I was a teenager or something, yeah, I would like that, but that's just a little too much. Now that I'm 46, that's just a little too much. So, alright, well, it's running good, so I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.